in days of old lang syne.
The time has come at last. After months of planning and speculation, it is time to crown the second annual Douchebag of the Year. Now, this year we're doing things a little bit differently. While there still wasn't a huge voter turnout, it was a little bit more even as far as the tally goes than it was last year. So to respect that, the awards this year will be handed out in bronze, silver, and finally gold versions. But don't worry, just like in the Olympics, they don't really mean anything. But first, I'm going to say a few things about the people who, for one reason or another, didn't even get nominated. Whether it was because of too much competition, unfortunate timing, or just being stupid on too small of a scale, they were destined to be this year's honorable mentions. My personal favorite is Suzanne Lucas, the Maine superintendent who denied a Bonnie Eagle High School graduate his diploma for, are you ready for this, blowing a kiss to his family and waving to his friends. Unfortunately, this issue has faded from the spotlight, so I don't have any recent information on whether or not this embarrassment has been resolved, but there is a petition on the petitionsite.com calling for her firing. Since I'm going to slang conservatives a lot today, I might as well try to be a bit fair. Whoever in the Obama White House thought of buzzing New York City with Air Force One for a freaking photo op is definitely a douchebag. That was just grade A stupid, there's no way around it. The favorite of Hamilton geek, besides the human race as a whole anyway, is Shahid Wright of Newark, who gave his 4-year-old son bags of cocaine, telling him that they were candy. And when you know it, the boy passed them around to the kids at his daycare, where one girl ate the powder and had an overdose. Now that global warming activists have been pretty much officially and globally embarrassed by having their claims debunked by scientists on both sides and resorting to some pretty juvenile pranks, I just want to say one thing. Everyone smarten the fuck up. Whichever side is right about climate change, being wrong means that millions, maybe billions, of lives will be ruined or destroyed. Both of you quit fucking around and come clean to the world so that everyone else caught in the middle knows what we need to do. Then there's the epic fail of the 2 Northwest Airlines pilots who supposedly got so wrapped up in working on a laptop computer that they overshot the entire state they were flying to. This, and refusing to answer radio hails, cell phone calls, and text messages from the ground, caused such a stir that fighter jets were nearly launched to bring the plane down because they thought it had been hijacked. Yet the pilots, Richard Cole and Timothy Cheney, feel that they don't deserve to lose their licenses. I don't think so, guys. Now, after all that running around, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Without any further ado, these are the recipients of the 2009 Douchebag of the Year Award. The bronze douchebag goes to Canadian Prime Minister, wannabe dictator, and now alleged war criminal Stephen Harper. This time last year, he provoked a constitutional crisis that put Canadians at each other's throats by trying to bankrupt the opposition parties and then suspend Parliament when they did the totally unreasonable thing and try to stand up to him. 12 months later, not much has changed. Harper's idea of keeping the country alive in a recession is to deny there even is one until everyone else threatens to kick him out of office, and even then he does precious little besides put down anyone who's been laid off. His idea of fair and transparent government is to abandon Muslim Canadians who get in any kind of trouble overseas and then accuse them of being imposters, even after DNA and paper trails have proven otherwise. His idea of being tolerant and cooperating with Parliament is to threaten revenge on behind closed doors and insult various equal rights groups as left-wing kooks when he's supported by religious fanatics who would gladly turn us into a dominionist theocracy. His idea of cleaning up the environment is to do absolutely nothing, get in a hissy fit, and then wonder why the entire world now thinks he's a complete laughingstock. And finally, Emperor Harper has decided that the best way to deal with many allegations of Ottawa assisting in the torture of war prisoners is to repeatedly deny the evidence exists, call the diplomats and soldiers making those accusations Taliban pushovers, shine down all investigations, and once again trying to suspend Parliament. For a career politician, Harper has a very poor grasp of reality and appearance, and it's no wonder he's widely regarded as the worst prime minister in history. Unfortunately, all possible challengers right now wouldn't be able to conquer a game of Tetris, and unlike people in other banana republics, Canadians don't seem to have the backbones to overthrow dictators, so we're stuck with him for now. God help Canada. The silver douchebag goes to the many celebrities this year who have overstayed their welcome, especially since many of them are famous entirely by accident anyway. Special attention was paid to the family in the Balloon Boy hoax, Kanye West showing once again that he and award shows shouldn't mix, Megan Fox for being a talentless brat, and an honorable mention was requested for the Jonas Brothers for actually making some people miss the New Kids on the Block. If you're wondering, the additional celebs nominated were Miley Cyrus, Roman Polanski, and the various esteemed people in Hollywood supporting him, Perez Hilton, Amy Winehouse, Mega Breeders Nadia Solomon, and the newly divorced John and Kate Goslin, and the people responsible for making, supporting, and participating in Toddlers and Tiaras. You know, I used to wonder why a lot of people hate Hollywood, but not so much anymore. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The grand prize winner of the second annual Douchebag of the Year is the various people who hate, malign, and threaten U.S. President Barack Obama just for the sake of it. Call them Fox News, teabaggers, birthers, or just the extreme right wing. I call them the devil spawn of Joe McCarthy, the guy who said that anyone who wasn't a chest-thumping right-wing American was a communist and a traitor. I was already sick of this horseshit when Fox and the rest of the right was saying that if you don't support Bush, then you're a terrorist, but this has really gone to a worse low than that. I certainly don't remember Democrat meetings in the post-9/11 days being attended by Republicans carrying rifles or threatening to kill senior members of the left. Sadly, now it seems that for all the hope and unity that Obama has tried to bring to a tired and polarized America, there are those who have nothing better to do than to scream that Obama is an invader just because he's black and his name isn't something typical for a blue-blooded Yankee. And if they have to use sloppy conspiracies that even a 10-year-old can prove wrong, who the hell cares, right? They call themselves American patriots that think liberalism is a mental disorder, apparently not caring about that little fact that without liberalism they wouldn't even be allowed to say those things in public, or for that matter, that America was found specifically because people were sick of the establishment. They also tend to call themselves Christians, yet not giving a flying fuck about Jesus teaching peace and compassion in the gospel. And of course, they're enabled by that cesspool of misleading journalism, the American conservatives' answer to Mein Kampf, Fox News. The channel that has the nerve to call itself fair and balanced when anyone with half a brain can tell they are nothing but epic masturbation sessions for conservative interests, including leaving the poor for dead, phasing out the middle class, boasting that non-Christians deserve no rights, spreading hate speech against gays, shouting that every last Muslim is a terrorist, that every black person is a lazy thug, and calling foreigners a plague, even though some of those pundits are foreigners themselves. It's honestly getting so bad that if you were to take most sound bites from any Fox pundit and swap out the word God with Allah, or Christianity with Islam, or atheist with infidel, it would literally sound no different from those fanatics in the Middle East that are trying to kill us. The same one that Fox's idol, George W. Bush, let escape, I might add. So to the dozens of millions that I can fairly say suffer from Obama derangement syndrome, which for the record isn't legitimate criticism of the president, but slander for no reason besides racism, bigotry, classism, and partisan warmongering, you truly deserve the 2009 Douchebag of the Year award. Not only do you continue to destroy the country that you claim to love and shamelessly exploit your countrymen for a few extra bucks in your pocket, but because of you, it is almost impossible to have a level-headed discussion about running this continent anymore. It really says something about how classless, immature, and contemptible you are when instead of making a tiny effort to learn facts and discuss things like an adult, as soon as you find out that someone is a bit to the left of Genghis Khan, you always grab the torches and pitchforks. I can honestly say, people like you make me look forward to the end of the world. So, let's all hope that 2010 will be a good year, everyone. This one sure as hell wasn't. Enough said.